Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southwest.
11 runs and a great pitching performance do wonders to reduce gloom and doom. And while last night's opener against the Angels seemed to get the Rangers back on track, there is plenty of work to be done. The Angels are going as far as juggling their rotation to get their top 3 starters all into this series, while the Rangers are doing what they have been doing, staying the course and doing what the game asks. The matchup tonight is first rate. C.J. Wilson against Irvin Santana as your Rangers meet the Angels next. A standing room only crowd at the ballpark tonight for Game 2 of the series between the top 2 teams in the American League West. The Rangers trying to build on one of their most important wins of the year from 24 hours ago. And we welcome you, Dave Barnett, along with Tom Grieve. Everything about this atmosphere says big game, standing room only. 1 versus 2, and in this park, when you have a big game, you want C.J. Wilson on the mound.
Yep, he's the Rangers' big game pitcher. There's no doubt about that. And there's a lot of things to like about C.J. He's a terrific pitcher. First, he had to prove that he could start. Then he had to prove that he could be an ace. He's done both of those things. But I think one of the things you have to admire about C.J. is how well he pitches in this ballpark. So many times you hear pitchers don't want to come to Texas because they don't want to pitch in the heat. They don't want to pitch in our ballpark. All you have to do is look at C.J. Wilson and what he's done in this ballpark. Since the beginning of last year, he's 17-4. Opponent's batting average is only .237. He keeps the ball down. He throws sinkers. He mixes up his pitches. He throws into the right-hand hitters. He knows how to pitch in this ballpark, and he's a great example that if you can pitch and you know how to pitch, you can win in this ballpark.
And this is the 3rd time this year he has been faced head-to-head against Irvin Santana. Both of those previous encounters went to Wilson and the Rangers. When we look at the Rangers starting lineup, it looked very familiar. In fact, not a single change from last night, and that includes another start for David Murphy coming off his 2nd career Grand Slam. Ford Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter for only $2.99. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. Let's welcome down below Leslie McCaslin.
Hi, Dave. Well, in a record-setting summer where the temperature continues to stay in the hundreds, the Rangers training staff is making sure they do everything they can to keep the players healthy and hydrated. That includes pushing fluids, IVs, and even portable air conditioning in the dugout.
I think we're used to dealing with it at some level, probably not at this level and for this long, but we know it's coming. And, you know, again, some of the tougher guys mentally, you know, Michael Young and those guys stand up and say, hey, let's use it as our advantage. And from the medical side, we're doing everything again to keep the guys healthy and hydrated, and our guys are taking advantage on the field.
Jamie Reed with your Geico quote of the game. He said he's given over 100 IVs already this season, some before the game, some even after the game, to make sure they stay hydrated for the next day. Back to you.
Well, Leslie, this may be equal to the hottest game ever played here at the ballpark as we await the official announcement of the first pitch temperature. Mycera Sturris is leading off and playing third base. Looks at the first pitch. That is in there for a strike from CJ. 1 degree off the record. It is 104 degrees officially. And a little looper down the right field line. Falls fair. Cruz couldn't get there, and Sturris stands at second with a leadoff double.
Yeah, it's just one of those balls. There's nothing you can do on that ball. It's just a little blooper. He didn't hit it all that well. You know, Nelly's playing much more over towards center field. And it just kind of hit no man's land. Last night, Derek Holland had a pitch out of a little bit of a jam early in the game. He was able to do it. And CJ's got a tough situation right here.
Peter Borges, who led off last night's game with a base hit. Struck out a couple of times, was caught stealing.
You could tell when that ball went up in the air that Nelly wasn't going to be able to get it. And then from our angle, you can't tell whether it's going to land fair or foul. You're just hoping that it lands in foul territory. You could tell right off the bat it was a ball that no one was going to be able to get to.
So an immediate first inning challenge as Sturris in scoring position. A very hot batter here in Borges. Hitting .349 for the month of August. And not just slapping singles. He's getting some extra base hits out there. He's got 8 home runs. As fast as any player in baseball, if not faster. This is a little pop-up out into shallow left center field. And Andy Chavez records the first out. Rest of the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Angels. Alec Kendrick to be followed by the cleanup hitting DH Torrey Hunter. Mark Trumbo is at first. Vernon Wells is in left field. Eric Ibar at short batting 7th. Mike Trout, the rookie, in the starting lineup. And in right field, and Bobby Wilson gets his second straight start at catcher.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, that might be a situation where Borges tries to drag a bunt down the third baseline. As fast as he is, it doesn't have to be a perfect bunt for him to beat it out. And if he doesn't beat it out, he gets a sacrifice. As it is, as the second hitter, the runner's still at second base. C.J. Wilson, we talked about him, 13-5, solid ERA. 10th most innings in the league, so he's eating up innings. 7th most strikeouts. His last 4 starts have gone really well.
Great stop on Michael Young.
Wow. It looked like a double down the left field line off the bat. But Michael, with one step, speared it on a hop. Beautiful play. Hard smash. All you can do is react to it, make the play, and Michael's got a strong, accurate arm. He finishes off the play. Nice play.
Definitely headed down the corner. Instead, 2 outs, and here is Torrey Hunter.
I think in this kind of a game, when you've got C.J. Wilson on the mound and Irvin Santana, you don't know what's going to happen in the game. It may be a high-scoring game, but I think on paper you look at the game and say it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game. And so if you're Borges in that situation, you try to drag a bunt, you move the man to third. If Kendrick can get him in, you get a quick run in the first inning, and that can be a valuable thing. As it is, he pops up to center field, and the runner stays right at second base.
Hunter has had a scorching month of August. 3rd best in the American League, hitting .390. And his average up 27 points this month, from .232 up to .259. He's hitting homers, driving in runs. Last couple of weeks, about an RBI per game, 4 homers. Only hit last night, however, a bunt single in the 6th inning. And things were well out of hand. The Angels' season best 6-game winning streak coming to an end last night. With their 3rd straight loss on the road, they've dropped 6 of their last 8 away from Angel Stadium. And a comebacker handled by Wilson, and that's how you get around a leadoff double. Nothing for the Angels. Kinsler and the Rangers coming to bat. Their first run, their Southwest Airlines starting lineup exactly as it was 24 hours ago. Ron Washington says, why would you change anything from that game? So he didn't. Kinsler, Andrews, Hamilton, Young, Napoli catching. Moreland batting 6th. Nelson Cruz, who did so well, batting 7th. With a chance to again do it from the same spot tonight, with Murphy DHing and Chavez batting 9th. Against 9 and 9. No-hit man, Irvin Santana.
You look at his numbers and you wonder why he's only 9 and 9. He's got a great ERA, fewer hits than innings pitched, not many walks, great number of strikeouts. Since the All-Star break, he has put up wins. He's 5 and 1 with a 1.80 ERA. And pitching on 3 days rest. His last 2 starts have been against the Rangers, 130 pitches, and against the White Sox, 115 pitches. So he's been a workhorse, 190 innings on the season. And pitching deeply into games.
Kinsler sends Borges back, but plenty of room out there in straightaway center field. It's the Angel defense. Wells in left, Borges in center, Trout in right. Horses left to right out there with Historis at third, Ivar at short, Kendricks in second, and Mark Trumbo at first. Bobby Wilson gets his 2nd straight start catching. Much attention paid last night to the slump-ending performances by Cruz and Murphy. That Elvis Andrus did the same 2 for 5. Previous 7 games, he was 1 for 23. He has had Santana extremely well. The entire Angel staff well, both over his career and this year. This year hitting him at a 375 clip.
We talked about Santana. We see him so much being in our division. Santana has a good fastball, low 90s, and when he needs a little extra, he can get it up there to 94, 95. Best pitch is his slider. It's a strikeout pitch. He'd be a pretty good pitch if he didn't have his slider, but he's a real good pitcher with that slider. You have to have some kind of breaking ball, and his is way above average.
Santana winless in his last 2 starts. Before that, he had strung together 6 straight victories. And in his last 11 starts, the Angels are 9-2. Some trace this great burst of pitching to a death in the family back in the Dominican Republic. So he seems to have rededicated himself since then. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has been eating up the innings, 7 2/3 or more innings in his last 7 starts. 1 run or less in 5 of those 7. But throwing an awful lot of pitches, more pitches than any pitcher in baseball in the month of August.
When you look at innings pitched, Weaver, Heron, and Santana are side by side right in the middle of the top 10 in the league. So not only are their top 3 pitchers quality pitchers, 3 of the best pitchers in the league, they give you 3 of the most innings pitched in the league too. And that's very valuable to a player.
Mike Scioscia really playing down his decision to go with Santana and Weaver tomorrow for the first time in their careers on short rest. He said, what's the problem? It's one time. Got a month to go in the season. Just trying something here.
Well, I guess it sounds radical to all of us because you don't see it very often. But no one knows his team or his pitchers better than Mike Scioscia. And I don't think he'd even entertain the thought of doing this if he wasn't very confident in the 2 pitchers and their ability to do it. Guy's not one of the best managers in baseball for nothing.
Josh Hamilton floats that one out to right center, and Borges gets there. Santana's first inning, a 1-2-3 9-pitch affair.
All right, thank you, Dave. Community Corner tonight, Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation welcoming close to 150 teachers. Teachers Appreciation Night, that's exactly what it is. to the ballpark here. They have more than 20 years. The Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation has honored teachers, and at this time they'd like to say thank you to all the teachers out there in North Texas for a job well done. Great fans in the stands tonight. Ready for 2 in a row. There you go. Yeah. Yes, sir. You think it's hot? It's not hot out here. Look at this guy. Jeans, boots, cowboy hat. He's ready to go. Way to go, guys. All right. Dave?
All right, Jim. Mark Trumbo to lead off the Angels' second inning. Strong Rookie of the Year candidate. 1 for 4 last night at RBI's single. The Angels strung together 4 eighth-inning runs after falling down initially 11-0.
Yeah, with a leadoff double the last inning, CJ got through the first inning with only 11 pitches. He had 3 quick outs after that.
Trumbo having just a remarkable year. 23 homers, 70 runs batted in. Leads all American League rookies in some of those other categories as well.
We talked about this last night too. When you have 3 young players like Trout, like Borges, and like Trumbo, you have the foundation of an excellent offensive team many years into the future. Now they've got some veteran guys now that won't be here 3 or 4 or 5 years, but these 3 kids should form the nucleus. And with their speed and with Trumbo's power, that's a great start.
Of course, it was Trumbo's walk-off home run that prevented the Rangers from getting what would have been an 8-game lead. And generally, when Mark Trumbo is hitting, the Angels are winning. 313, 17 of his homers, 52 of his RBIs in their victories.
Well, the Rangers saw that firsthand in that 4th game in Anaheim. That was his 2-run homer that finished off the scoring in that game and ended the ball game.
Asked him about that last night. At the time, did you have any idea of what would transpire that might have ignited the Angels' return to the race? As he's thrown out by Andrews, he said, no, at the time I was just thinking, boy, it's nice not to get swept by these guys. He was just thinking about the moment. But of course, 6 straight wins followed, and they got from 7 to within 2 of the Rangers till last night. Introducing Fox Sports Game Connect, the ultimate online experience for fans. Log on to take part in the most interactive forum during Rangers games. Stats, trends, exclusive analysis, and live Twitter feeds. Plus, you can even share your thoughts with our game broadcast. Fox Sports Game Connect, now available on FoxSportsSouthwest.com. Vernon Wells showing some signs of life with a 5-game hitting streak. Last 4 games, 7 for 13, including a couple of hits last night. One of those was a double. And he sends Chavez going back. Still going back in center, and that is up on the hill. Home run, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. As the Rangers finally see some of the Vernon Wells that terrorized them last year when he was still with the Blue Jays. He had 8 home runs against Texas pitching last year.
Let's see where the pitch is. Well, it's away, it's up, and obviously Wells is strong. Looked like an off-speed pitch.
408-foot, 18th home run of the year for Vernon Wells. And that brings up Eric Ibar. He brings a 6-game hitting streak into tonight. An infield hit last night. Just kept carrying and carrying. And on the 11th home run allowed by C.J. Wilson. It's been very difficult to take him deep. In fact, the first home run he has allowed in the entire month of August. He gave up only 2 in the month of July. Backhand stab, but Kinsler not able to find the handle, and Ibar is safe.
Hey, Ian had a couple of balls last night that he didn't handle that he normally does, and that's definitely one there. That ball had a lot of spin on it, but it hits right in the middle of Ian's glove, and he just drops it as he tries to transfer it out of his glove and into his throwing hand. That's just an unusual bobble for Ian. Yesterday he bobbled a ground ball, but still had time to make the play at first base.
And it brings up Mike Trout, the youngest player in Major League Baseball this year, 20 years and 20 days. Called up for his second stint with the Angels 8 days ago. He has terrorized minor league pitching last year and this. Trout, a first-round pick just 2 years ago in the '09 draft out of Millville High School in New Jersey. Signed with the Angels rather than playing for East Carolina. And the scouting reports and what we have seen from Mike Trout certainly bear those out. See a lot of guys that have the 5-tool tag. But here's a guy who really does appear to have 5 superior tools. Chops this one to Young.
Must have been off his foot. Otherwise, there's no throw back to first base. Trout would have already been on first base. Must have hit it right down into his left foot.
So Ibar returns to first. We'll watch Darryl Cousins here behind the plate.
That would have been a force out at second, but there would have been no play at first.
See if that turns into a real break. The Angels getting another pitch or two for Trout. And 3 balls and a strike. Mike Scioscia talking about Trout. Said, what do I like about him? What don't I like about him? You don't see guys with his size and strength who can run like he does. Short of an NFL combine. He is 6'1", 220. Not afraid to fail. Seems like he's out there playing for free. Great love for the game. Never timed in the 40, even though he was a great high school football player. But he did run a 6'3", 60-yard dash. So Borges-like speed with better size and power. And another chance for Young, and only the out at second base.
Oh, nice play by Michael. Looks like a simple play the way big league players make that play. But you're going to your right, and then you've got a 90-foot throw, and you have to make it accurately to force the man at second base. You know ahead of time it's not going to be a double play. You're just making sure you get the one out at second base. Not a simple hop to handle. Michael does it smoothly.
So Trout at first with 2 outs for the bottom of the order. Bobby Wilson, who for some reason was very problematic for otherwise razor sharp Derek Holland last night. He issued him a 4-pitch walk, and Wilson chased Holland with an RBI single in the 7th inning. The only run Derek allowed all night. But Wilson comes right after him. CJ after Bobby.
For some reason, Derek was having a hard time locating his fastball against Wilson. He must have thrown 6 or 7 fastballs 8 inches inside to him. And the base hit, not a hard hit ball, but it did find some outfield grass.
It was only Wilson's 6th run batted in all year. And he got his average from 197 to 205, just about what his career average is. Former 48th round draft pick out of junior college in Florida, 2002. That's where a lot of Eric's pitches were missing. Wilson grew up playing with Casey Kochman, signed by Casey's father, longtime scout Tom Kochman. The time of the 48th round level, that looks more like a friendly transaction than it does getting somebody that you actually think will contribute on a pennant contender, and that's exactly what Wilson has become.
Yeah, when you draft someone in the 48th round and he gets to the big leagues for one day, you feel pretty good about it. But to be a solid contributor, that's an excellent scouting job. And a nice job by the player development people, too, because they play a large role in guys coming from high school to the big leagues. You have to find them, sign them, and then you have to develop them. It's a process, and both parts of it are very important. Nowadays, when you get to the big leagues, there's a lot of teaching left to be done at the big leagues, as young as the kids are nowadays when they get to the big leagues.
C.J. Wilson needing only 11 pitches in the first inning. Over 20 now here in the second.
Yeah, well, Ian's bobble at second base is going to cost him probably 10 pitches.
This pop-up playable, though, on the right side of the infield, and it'll be Kinsler. And that ends the Angels' second, but they take the lead on Vernon Wells' 18th home run of the year. App for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. Young, Napoli, and Moreland in the second, trailing 1-0. Michael Young, 3 hits last night. The 22nd time this year he has had at least 3 hits. That number tied for the most in the majors with Adrian Gonzalez. Came around to score a couple as well. He is just torn up Angel pitching. Just misses getting that one fair down the right field line. His 5th 3-hit game out of the last 7 he has played against the Angels. 16 for his last 30 against this staff. Top staff in the American League. This ground ball to Eric Ibar.
You know, that's pretty much what you expect from Michael. Your best player to play his best in the biggest games. Every time the Rangers play the Angels, it's a big game, whether it's April, middle of the season, or the end of the season. And we don't miss their best pitchers very often. This series is a great example with Santana and Weaver pitching on 3 days rest. You're going to catch at least 2 of them every series.
Well, here's Mike Napoli. 2 hits last night, scored 3 runs. Now against his former team this year, first 11 meetings, sitting .349. Mike, one of 6 different Ranger hitters with multi-hit games last night. One of 4 to score either 2 or 3 runs. It just went up and down the lineup.
Well, early in the game, you certainly don't see any effects from pitching on 3 days rest. That last fastball that Santana popped up there was 95 miles an hour.
That one is hit deep. Left field. Wells will have room in front of the track.
And they just didn't get that one. Didn't quite get it on the good part of the bat.
Southwest Airlines and the Rangers are partnering for the chance to win a trip for 4 to see the Rangers play in L.A. for the final series of the year. Log on to TexasRangers.com to enter for a chance to win, and that could be for the whole story this year, as the Rangers will play the final 3 games of the season at Angel Stadium, September 26, 27, and 28, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This series goes well. Maybe they'll have things put away before then.
He hit a little bit toward the end of the bat. You could tell that that ball just didn't jump off his bat. If he hit it on the good part of the bat, that ball would have been in the bullpen.
0-2 to Mitch Moreland. Mitch last night, career high 2 doubles. One of a number of Rangers who came out of a little bit of a slump. He was 2 for 16 his previous 4 games. But tonight, looking for their first hit, their first base runner against Santana. This is the 4th start this year against the Rangers for Santana. He is 0-2, both losses head-to-head with C.J. Wilson, with a .627 earned run average. Lost to him 7-1 back on April 18th here. First meeting of the year between these two. And again on August 17th, 4-3 in Anaheim. That one is hit well, but foul, still 1-2 to Moreland. One month ago, Ruben Santana shut out the Cleveland Indians' first no-hitter ever thrown at Progressive Field. Actually, it wasn't a shutout. It was a 3-1 win, 1 unearned run.
That hit him.
That did hit Moreland and then carried him off to Daryl Cousins, or it certainly looked like it. But Moreland's not getting first base.
Sure, look at hit him right in the leg. There's no way that ball didn't hit him. Hit him right in the kneecap.
Back knee, then carry him to Cousins. And Ron Washington out to make that point.
It'd be a tough one to see from left field where the third base umpire is. Pretty easy for us to see because we got a pretty good view of it.
So this is Ron Culpa, the third base umpire, coming in.
And he's going to say he didn't see it from back there.
Well, Well, Washington Rangers has seen a couple of these borderline calls not go their way. Not that it mattered last night, but this is a trend they would like to arrest.
Well, I'm going to make the call right here so it does go our way. Go from a hit by pitch to get to first base to a home run to tie the game.
That would be a very acceptable result. Pitch last night tagging Bobby Abreu before he got to the bag. Not credited for it. Went for an infield hit. So it's Cousins behind the plate. Culpa at third. Jim Wolf at first and Mark Wegner at second.
There's a lot of hitters, especially a couple of Yankee hitters. They'd have been rolling around on the ground after that ball hit him in the knee, and they probably would have gotten the call. Way to lay off that slider, Mitch.
Ibar had him played well, and for the Rangers, 6 up and 6 down as Cousins appears to miss the call. They would have had Moreland at first. Southwest brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance, and by AT Rethink Possible. Capacity crowd for Game 2. This pivotal 3-game series. C.J. Wilson allowing a solo home run in the second inning to Vernon Wells. And now back to the top of the order for the third. Beginning with Mike Sarasturis, who blooped a double just fair down the right field line on the game's second pitch. And Wilson came back to get Borges to fly to center and Kendrick and Hunter to ground out. Ian Kinsler continues to have a tough time trying to come up with some tough plays. A hard shot there for a base hit.
Yeah, he's not having simple plays. These aren't routine plays. Paul was a hot smash. And I think the fact that Ian comes up with his play so many times makes you surprised when he doesn't, but that's obviously not an easy play. One hot bullet, do or die play.
The error in the last inning, just his second in the last 57 games, and the Rangers first in 8 games. They had gone error-free the last 7, the longest such stretch in 4 years. The last time the Rangers had a longer stretch of error-free baseball, 2007 season. Borges chops one to Andrews. Boy, he's tough to double up though.
Yeah, I think the funny part about that errorless streak, it didn't occur during a time where the Rangers were having a winning streak.
And there are a lot of games where the Rangers had been error-free. They might have turned some narrow defeats into wins.
That's about as close as you're going to come on that ball to getting a double play with Borges running. Borges is trying to run right here.
As the first pitch to Kendrick misses inside.
Trout was on first base with a chance to run in the second inning and chose not to. See if Borges tries to run right here. He's 17 out of 24. That's a decent percentage, but shows he has some work to do. Not on his speed, but on his jump at first base.
As we've talked about all year, C.J. Wilson, not one of the better pitchers in baseball at holding runners. As he falls now 2-0 behind Kendrick. Kendrick started the year on a home run binge at 6th in the month of April. He's on another one. He's homered in 3 of his last 4 games, including last night. That chopper rolls foul, however.
Got some people to thank and say hello to. Want to thank Linda Ross and Raleigh Ross from Utopia, Texas, for the Hill Country honey that they sent, and also for the apricot bars that Linda sent us. They'd like to wish a happy birthday to Linda's mom, Jaquita White, from Fort Worth. She's 93 years old today. Jaquita, I know you're watching the game. Happy 93rd birthday. Haven't had any Hill Country honey sent to us this year, so thank you very much for that. Also want to thank Paula McCutcheon from Grand Prairie and all the work that went into her cowboy cookies and Cocoa Krispies. Thank you very much for sending those up here, Paula. Thank you, daughter, for bringing them to us. Also want to wish a happy birthday to M.L. Wood from Dangerfield, Texas, 88 today. Hope you're watching, M.L., and happy birthday if you are. And also want to thank our friends at Nothing Bunt Cake for the bunt cake. Dave, I know that's one that you like. It's in the refrigerator, in the freezer. We don't do the game tomorrow, so I'm going to break it out on Monday for you.
Actually, we don't have a game Monday either. So will it hold till Tuesday?
It's in the freezer. It'll definitely hold till Tuesday.
All right.
That's right. We got 2 days off. That feels like the All-Star break coming up.
I can hold off and sacrifice until Tuesday.
Okay.
Then. There goes Borges. Here's the throw by Napoli, and it bounces away from Kinsler, and Peter Borges will take third. Stolen base, error on the throw by Napoli, but another one off the glove of Ian Kinsler. That's at least 4 or 5 now these last 2 games.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, because that ball didn't get to second base in the air. It short hopped him. And so if all he had to do was catch the ball, that's one thing. But what Ian's trying to do here is catch the bad throw and make the tag at the same time. And that's a very difficult thing to do. Actually, I think if Mike had gotten the ball there accurately in the air, he would have thrown out Borges, but it bounced, and it just turned out to be a very difficult play to catch the hop and make the tag.
And no doubt we are so spoiled by watching the plays that Ian makes on a nightly basis. We expect him to make them all. So Ron Washington pulling the infield in here with 1 out and the man at third. But a big cut and a miss there by Kendrick for out number 2.
He made a good pitch to get Kendrick, and that's a huge out right there. Santana's throwing the ball well. Angels already have a run on the board. Man on third, infield in. You need a strikeout right here. And CJ throws the slider in, gets Kendrick to swing over the top of it. Yesterday in the first inning with a couple of men on, Derek Holland struck out Kendrick on an inside fastball. So CJ, big out right there. Still have to get Torrey Hunter right here, though.
Broken bat looper, and that's going to bring in a run.
Well, you make the pitch. Made a good pitch. Hit him right off the hands. And the bat actually went out there faster than the ball did, it looked like. A little blooper, but it brings in a run.
Torrey Hunter has 2 hits in this series, a bunt single, and that one. That brings in his 67th run batted end of the year.
I bet you that's not even close to being a strike.
So 2-0 LA, and here's Trumbo. Mark rounded to short to begin the second. So tonight it's the Rangers having to come from behind. This time last night they had a 2-0 lead. And the first salvo from Nelson Cruz is a 2-run second inning double. Now they will have to try and hold this down and then get to work against Mr. Santana. Same pitch works again. Trumbo not able to lay off. Breaking ball in the dirt, 0-2. Trumbo grew up an Angel fan. Still lives just 10 minutes from Angel Stadium out of Villa Park High School in Anaheim. And Wilson trying to bust him inside. Just misses, and it's 1-2. Trumbo a call up last September and gave no indication of what he would be all about this year. He played 8 games, went just 1 for 15. All 3 strikes, the same pitch and the same swing by Trumbo, but the Angels get a run on 2 hits, an error, and lead 2-0.
In the 7th spot, Ron Washington put in there to relax and motivate him. It proved to be a very smart decision.
I did what I thought I needed to do to relax him, but I can't take credit for what he did. He was the one swinging the bats, and he was the one picking out the pitches that was thrown at him. And you know, if that's what it took to motivate him, to get him upset that I moved him down there, I'm all good with it.
2 home runs, 6 RBI. Nelson would rather be in the 5th spot. Wash says he's going to leave him there for now, and he may be there the rest of the season. Back to you, Dave.
Oh, with results like last night, who would argue this pop foul will end up in the seats?
I think the other thing about the Ranger lineup is there's good hitters throughout the lineup. And whether you're hitting 5th, 6th, or 7th, you're probably going to get 4 at bats every day, sometimes 5. And there might be an occasional game where you only get 3 instead of 4. But you're going to have good guys hitting in front of you, and there's still going to be some good guys hitting behind you. So if you're swinging the bat well and you're Nelly Cruz, you can do the same damage batting 7th that you can when you're batting 5th or 6th.
Well, Santana strikes him out on the foul tip. First strikeout, 7 up and 7 down.
And I think that's one of the things Herron didn't do last night. He didn't make many good pitches to Nelly with his breaking ball.
Our Ford leaderboard for tonight, speaking of Nelson Cruz, most homers over 400 feet this season in the American League. Cruz, one more even than Jose Bautista. Mark Reynolds, Big Papi, and how about Mitch Moreland, 5th on that list?
Well, it basically says when Nelly hits them, they go a long way. He's hit 28, 21 of them have gone over 400 feet.
That means all but one Mitch Moreland home run's gone 400 plus.
Mitch does the same thing.
Well, David Murphy also last night a major hero. 3 hits, including a 2nd career grand slam.
Yep, that hit broke the game open. It was 3-0 before that grand slam. They're just kind of hoping that David would hit a sacrifice fly, just get 1 run in to make it 4-0. His fly ball went right down the right field line and out of the ballpark.
Ended a 21-game home run drought, a 7-game run batted in drought. And that one swing got him more RBIs than he had in his previous 22 games combined. And had to do a world of good to loosen the self-imposed pressure that David has been talking about of late. Our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. And Herod had been working him away. Finally came into him and immediately realized what a mistake that was. Actually, immediately, he was thinking about that back in the dugout. That was the last pitch he threw. A one-hopper here, handled by Trumbo unassisted. Eight Rangers up, 8 Rangers down, and here is Andy Chavez. Only Ranger without a hit last night, 0 for 3. He did have a sacrifice.
The last fastball by Santana, 96 miles an hour. Well, if anything, 8 hitters through the lineup. He's throwing just as well with 3 days rest as you would expect him to throw with 4 days rest. Not a factor.
Pitch counts very low, 36th, and it's 1-1. Santana from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Excellent basketball player in high school, so good they called him Magic. He was a big man, played center at 6'2". Pretty quickly he realized baseball would be a better option. And the Angels signed him at the age of 17 back in 2000. He was in Anaheim by 2005. Debuted with a 12-8 rookie year. Chavez sends that one high into right center field. But Peter Borges completes another 1-2-3 Urban Santana inning.
Angels 1-0. We head to the top of the fourth. Dave and Tom, a special guest right here. Bart Millard of Mercy Me, great band. They packed them in before the game, but this pregame concert had a little more special meaning to you, didn't it, Bart?
Yeah, man. My cousin was Lieutenant Todd Crodel, the firefighter that was killed in the line of duty this last weekend, and Josh Hamilton, as soon as he caught wind of it, called and had Todd's 12-year-old son, Cade, throw the first pitch. The Rangers have taken care of that family in ways they don't even know this week. And it was really, really incredible standing on the field with the family and watching him throw a strike in there to Josh. So it was a night we won't forget.
That is awesome. And Josh even came out to the pregame concert?
Yeah, Josh and David Murphy and Gentry, they all came out and said a word. And, you know, kind of all these people have been standing out in the heat so long. It was pretty cool to see him come out and say something encouraging to him. But it's just a cool annual thing we're a part of, and it's probably one of our highlights of our career to be out here with the Rangers.
There you go, Bart. Appreciate it. Good seeing you. Bart Millard, big-time Ranger fan. They actually plan their concerts around Ranger games sometimes. Dave?
Well, some of us think all recording artists should do that. As Wells grounds out to Michael Young.
That looked like an easy play. Last night we saw a ball hit the lip. That's where the grass meets the dirt, and it bounced right over Michael's head. This ball hit the lip and stayed down. Instead of taking a hop, this ball hits right on the lip and stays down. And Michael has to react quickly, make the play, and make the throw. Again, you just watch that play. It looks simple. But if you're out there trying to make it yourself, you would anticipate a hop, and that kind of ball might go right through your legs without those quick reactions that big league players have.
Now, Eric Ibar reached on an error by Kinsler. He had won at his previous 56 games. But that one did no damage. And second time through, Wilson handled Wells, who homered with one out in the second to get the Angels the lead. Another run in the third on a couple of hits. Torrey Hunter with a broken bat single driving in that run. Lowest average in the American League in the month of August. Just at the complete opposite end of the spectrum from his teammate Hunter. This game so far much more like the ones the Angels had been playing when they had their winning streak. Giving up 11 runs last night. They had given up a total of 5 runs in their previous 3 games combined. Left center field. Back goes Chavez there in plenty of time for out number 2. Thursday is Looped Music Night here at Rangers Ballpark. The first 35,000 on hand to see the Rangers take on the Rays will receive a download card redeemable for 5 free songs from Universal Music Group artists. For tickets, call 972-RANGERS or go to TexasRangers.com. Mike Trout grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. Takes the curve for strike 1. Trout last year at age 19, the youngest player in history to win the Topps Award, which goes to the top minor league player in all of minor league baseball. Picked up from where he had left off last year, and this year hitting well up in the 300s. Power, production, and speed. Now he may be an Angel for good. That one is hit very deep to left field, and it is gone. Home run number 3, and Mike Trout has made this a 3-run Angel lead.
It looked like a changeup. And he definitely had no problem waiting for it. It looked like it was also about belt high. which made it a pretty good pitch to hit. Let's see. Yeah, that's a high changeup right down the middle of the plate. Looked like a pretty similar pitch to the one Wells hit.
So here is Wilson. Well, up in those seats, 393 feet. That is as many home runs as C.J. Wilson had allowed since July 8th. In his last 9 starts combined, he allowed 2 home runs. Last time he gave up 2 in a game was May 31st at Tampa Bay in 6 2/3. This one is hit high and headed out of here. And for Bobby Wilson, his first home run. And it's 4-0. And they are sailing out of here tonight off the bats of the Los Angeles Angels.
At least through 4 innings. I think what that's telling you is it's just not a game where CJ has his best stuff. Because he's not a guy that throws pitches that are easy to hit out of the ballpark. And tonight, they've come in bunches. This is a fastball, but it's belt high and right in the center of the plate.
And that is a career high. That is the first time C.J. Wilson had ever allowed 3 home runs in a single game. Usturiz grounds out. But two out solo blast by Trout and Wilson to make this a 4-run lead. Wilson, one of 2 pitchers in Rangers history with 40 or more wins and 40 or more saves. Name the only other. The Rangers, with their work cut out, they do not have a base runner through 3 innings against Irvin Santana, and he has been staked to a 4-0 lead. Kinsler fly to center to begin the game. Tom, not only has Santana been sharp, he has been very economical. That's just his 40th pitch.
Yep. No base runners, no walks. Good slider right there. He's had a good fastball, too. Fastball frequently as 94, 5, or 6.
4 fly balls, 4 ground balls, and a strikeout of Cruz. There's the Rangers' first base runner.
Well, maybe that's what the Rangers need to get a little rally going right here. Trying to throw in, but he gets it way in. It's Ian right in the left shoulder. Acts like it didn't even hit him. He's not going to let Santana know that hurts a little bit. Ouch. Didn't move an inch.
5th hit batsman by Santana, most on the Angels staff. 8th time this year that Ian has been plunked. So with Kinsler at first, Elvis Andrus worked the count full and grounded to second back in the first inning. As you're no doubt aware, Hurricane Irene is playing havoc with, well, the entire upper East Coast as well as Major League Baseball scheduled there. Oakland and Boston playing a day-night doubleheader, trying to get those games in before the brunt of it hit. They got the day game in, and Boston won that one 9-3. John Lester improved to 14-6.
I'm sure the A's are wanting to get that game in so they can get out of Boston.
The nightcap is in a delay in the top half of the 5th inning. It is 3 outs away from being official, and Boston leads that one 3-0.
Yeah, I'm sure the A's have their plane ready, and they don't want to get caught in Boston during the hurricane.
3-0 to Elvis.
First time Santana's had a throw from the stretch in this game after he hit Kinsler. And he's worried about Kinsler at first base. Maybe lost a little concentration, got out of his rhythm pitching from the stretch. Now he's behind 3-0 right here to Elvis. A little walk right here. He's got the middle of the lineup coming up.
Chance for this sellout crowd to get into it, become a factor. Outside, ball 4. Even Elvis wasn't sure, but the Rangers have their first 2 men on with nobody out here in the 4th.
Well, if the umpires could read Mike Scioscia's mind, he'd be kicked out of every game he ever managed. You can just tell exactly what he's thinking when he's out there staring at the home plate umpire.
He's got his pitching coach Mike Butcher out. But you're right. Doesn't it seem like every time we get a shot of Mike Scioscia, he just looks quizzical? sometimes annoyed and quizzical, but always just a little bit confused. Fox Sports Southwest will host a benefit on September 13th, supporting the Shannon Stone Memorial Fund. Stay tuned for more information to follow on this very special telecast. Here's Josh Hamilton, who flied to center in the first. Chance to very quickly get the Rangers right back in this game. Tom, we'll see how he goes about this at bat. He's had a lot of quick at bats.
Yeah, that was a good indication that it'll be a good at bat right there. Off speed pitch out of the strike zone, and Josh took it.
That one down and rolls it over, and Trumbo feeds Santana for the out.
Yeah, that's just the case of Josh, I think, being a little over anxious. That pitch, he just got done walking Andrus on 4 pitches. The first pitch was a ball, and that pitch is ball 2. You know, it's a fastball low and out of the strike zone, and you're doing the pitcher a favor when he's having trouble throwing strikes, and then you swing at ball 2. You'd be up there instead with a count of 2-0, 2 men on and nobody out. That just A little bit of impatience, swinging a bad pitch and helping out the pitcher.
So it works like a sacrifice bunt, but that is not at all what Josh had in mind. And here's Michael Young, who grounded to short back in the second. And the Rangers still looking for a base hit. They finally have base runners. Kinsler now at third, Andrews at second. It's the third top hitter in the league with runners in scoring position. He pops it up. Shallow right for Trout. But Kinsler's coming home, and he will score. The throw is to third, not in time, and the Rangers are on the board.
What in the world was he doing? I don't think that Trout thought that Kinsler was going to try to score on that ball. It was just a pop-up to right field. There's a definite play at the plate. You're just as far away from third base as you are home plate. Well, if you come up throwing on that play, I think Kinsler might have stopped and gone back to third. It's not very deep. You see, Ian looks. When he sees there's no throw coming home, he keeps going. And Elvis is lucky he got to third base because Elvis assumed that the throw was going home and he wasn't running hard to third base. He almost got thrown out at third base. And he's tagging up to go to third with one out. The catch was the second out. That would have been making the third out at third base. Well, he's lucky he got into third base because he wasn't running hard. That's picking up a run that you don't expect to get on that pop-up to right field.
That is a real head-scratcher from the youngest player in the majors. And up the middle, Napoli makes it 4-2.
I think the farthest thing from Michael Young's mind when he hit that ball was that he was going to end up with a sacrifice fly. And if Trout had just come up and thrown the ball to third base without waiting, he would have thrown Elvis out by 15 feet at third base. So as it is, the Rangers sneak in a run on the pop-up to right field and then get another one with Napoli's hit.
Almost like he forgot he had a guy at third.
You'd have to ask him. I don't know what he was thinking. I think that he thought he was so close that Kinsler wouldn't even try to score. I think he was shocked that Kinsler tried to score. And by the time he realized what was going on, he couldn't throw Kinsler out and made an average throw to third base without much on it. And Elvis, who really wasn't running that hard, snuck into third base.
And Napoli, with the first Ranger hit of the night, brings home Elvis. Drives in his 56th run of the year. Meanwhile, 0-2 to Moreland, which ended the second by grounding to short.
Yeah, and that particular play, even though it's a shallow ball, if you're the right fielder, you got to play the ball like you're trying to throw the guy out at the plate. Make the throw, hit the cutoff man. And I think if he did that, I think Ian might have stopped and gone back to third.
When he looked out toward right field, that's really what appeared was going to happen. He was just going to test him.
Yeah, and if Ian was going all the way, which maybe he was because Elvis looked like he was going all the way to third base, if he comes up throwing and makes an average throw, he should be able to throw Ian out at the plate from where he caught the ball.
That is handled on one hop by Kendrick and takes care of the Rangers' fourth, but they get back into the game with a little help from Mike Trout. 2 runs on only 1 base hit, but it's 4-2. tonight. C.J. Wilson, one of two pitchers in Rangers history with 40 or more wins and 40 or more saves. The other, of course, Jeff Russell, 42 wins and 134 saves. Closer before, I think that term actually had become official. I think they were still called the stopper back then when he was the late inning short relief artist for the Rangers. But kind of set a little blueprint there, and C.J. Wilson now with his deficit cut in half will face Borges, Kendrick, and Hunter in the fifth. Plagued by the home run ball tonight. He's given up a career high 3. All solo shots to Wells in the second, and Trout and Wilson, they're 8-9 hitters with 2 outs in the fourth.
I think the 2 runs should give a little shot in the arm to CJ. You know, he's made some pitches he normally doesn't make. A couple of off-speed pitches up, a fastball up. He's given up the home runs, but he's right back in the ball game now at 4-2. And as happens so many times with a really good pitcher, you may get to him early, but then he hangs around, gets his rhythm back, starts making his pitches, and before you know it, he's pitching deep into the game. And that's what kind of counting on CJ doing right here.
That one is hit high and deep, way back to left field, and Peter Borges has joined the Angel home run parade. It is 5-2.
Well, couldn't get the words out quickly enough, and it's not what's happening. He's thrown a high fastball, a couple of high changeups, and now a high curveball. Just making pitches in this game that he normally doesn't make. Right down the center of the plate, inside half. Makes it even easier.
Strike 1 to Kendrick, who is 0 for 2. It's number 9 of the year for Borges. But we're talking about a pitcher in C.J. Wilson who had given up a total of 10 home runs in his first 27 starts and 181 innings. And tonight he has given up 4 in 4+ innings. And a solid base hit through the hole by Kendrick.
Yeah, this is probably as hard as CJ's been hit all season long. Certainly one of the hardest times. Fortunately, the home runs have been solo shots. There haven't been any walks, but just a lot of pitches flat and in the middle of the plate.
So it's not that happy a 50th birthday for Mike Maddox, but happy birthday to the Rangers pitching coach nonetheless. Boy, there's just no precedent for what's happening to CJ tonight. 4 August starts, he was 3-0 with a 137 earned run average.
Oh yeah, all you have to do is look 5 days ago to the game he pitched against the Red Sox. Everything was down, everything was moving. He'd probably thrown 7 or 8 pitches right near the middle of the plate in this ball game. The other side of it is the Angels are making contact and they're hitting them out of the ballpark. They're not missing them. They're not popping them up. They're not lining out. They're not grounding out. And they've gotten those pitches for the most part. They've taken advantage of it.
Here's Chopper. Only to play at first. Kendrick on the move. Hunter is retired. And there's the first out in the top half of the 5th inning. That's the other side of it. You're casting around for the bright spot. They're all solo home runs. There is that at least. Wells, Trout, Wilson, and now Borges. Mark Trumbo, their home run leader, has grounded to short and struck out. 1 for 6 so far in the series. Well, first pitch strikes for Wilson, so he's getting ahead. It's the pitches after strike 1 that have been the issue. And worth pointing out as well, came on the broadcast, we talked about how C.J. Wilson, since he became a starter last year, is the best home stadium pitcher in baseball, 17-4. Best in either league for all pitchers with at least 20 home decisions. So this would be shocking on the road. It is well beyond that to be happening to him here in the ballpark. Since he became a starter, 5th best opponent average, tied for 5th in wins, tied for 9th in strikeouts, 12th in earned run average.
Well, you know, we saw a game yesterday. Dan Herron came into the game as obviously one of the best pitchers in the league. His ERA was .298. And the Rangers knocked him around in that game, had 7 runs against him. So on any given night, it doesn't matter how good a pitcher you are, you're going to have a night like this occasionally where you just can't get the ball where you want it to go.
That one did, and it's 2-2. So now his thoughts turn toward limiting the damage, and the Ranger bats have had only 4 cracks so far at Irvin Santana. They finally put something together in the bottom of the 4th, so don't make the hill too high for them to climb. Hasn't thrown a huge number of pitches either. That's number 78. Trying to keep the ball down and into Trumbo. Struck out on 3 good breaking pitches last time up. And this one grounded right to Elvis Andrus. Kendrick takes 3rd, and with 2 outs, Vernon Wells will be the batter. Yeah, there's some good news from Fenway Park. They are playing baseball again. Oakland batting in the top half of the 5th inning, trailing the Red Sox 3-0. This recent rain delay has ended. Game just 3 outs away from being official. As the Red Sox trying for a sweep, winning game 1 9-3. Vernon Wells started this home run barrage. The second pitch he saw as the second batter in the 2nd inning. He put out on the hill 408 feet. His 18th of the year. And now has a 6-game hitting streak. A season which has seen him mostly groping to try and get anywhere near his usual all-star form. Said before the game, while it's nice to be able to sleep in your own bed, in his case in South Lake, when you walk out it's already 105 degrees just to get the morning paper or whatever, that kind of cuts the enjoyment of coming back home just a little bit. 104 degrees, one off the ballpark record when this game got underway, and now a 3-0 count. Notable final from this afternoon. Detroit won at Minnesota 6-4. It was Justin Verlander's 20th win. Now 20-5 with an ERA of .238. Beating Carl Pavano. And ball 4 to Vernon Wells. first walk issued tonight by CJ. And that will get some stirring up out the Ranger bullpen. From the former Angel Darren Oliver, as Eric Ibar 0 for 2. Try to keep this Angel fifth inning going. Verlander now 15 games over 500 for a team that is 14 games over 500. Detroit improves to 73 and 59.
And CJ needs to get out of the inning right here. Keep it 5-2. Keep the offense with a decent chance to get a couple of runs and get right back in the ball game. Don't let it get away right here.
Wilson's last outing than anything less than 6 innings, was back on July 31st. Lasted 3 2/3 at Toronto. Just missed that one a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike to Ibar. Trout would be next. Kendrick at third after a single. Wells at first after the walk. 3 balls and a strike now. CJ's really been battling since the first batter of the game when he gave up the leadoff double to Asturis and then retired the next 3. Since then, he has not faced fewer than 5 Angel hitters in any inning. Ibar the 6th to bat here in the 5th. And 3 and 2. Standing room only crowd has not had that much to cheer. They had the 2 Ranger runs in the 4th, but they are up and behind Wilson here as he tries to finish off this 5th and keep it a 3-run game.
Yeah, that's exactly what he has to be working on right here. You got a hitter that's not swinging the bat that well. Make a good pitch and get him out. Get out of the inning.
Instead, through the hole, base hit, and Kendrick scores to make it a 6-2 LA lead.
And all you can say after that hit is this is just not CJ's night. He's doing everything he can to try to find it, try to get the location, try to make the pitch. Is just not there. Pitch is inside half of the plate. Ibar hits it pretty well into left field. Just one of those games for CJ. They don't happen very often.
Oliver continues to get ready as Mike Trout steps in. He homered his last time up.
You got an inning after the Rangers get 2, kind of change the momentum a little bit, make it a 4-2 game, and bang, Angels come right back with a home run. A couple of more hits and a walk and get the 2 runs all right back. Very next inning.
And now 91 pitches.
Yeah, I got to think this will be the last hitter right here if he doesn't get him. Darren's had time to get loose out there now. Another long inning.
Trout in the fourth, a 1-1 pitch, and he sent it 393 feet, well back into the seats in left field. His third home run.
He got a changeup right down the middle of the plate. And we talked earlier about CJ's last 4 games and how well he pitched. He was on a good roll, but today's not one of those days.
That's in there for a strike. Three and one. One more like that, and the bases will be loaded. This is a 30-pitch inning. And Wash poised to go out there and get him unless he can get the out here and end the damage. Three and two. Wells at second, Ibar at first. 2 runs already in. And the foul tip just off the mid at Napoli, so Trout will have one more. Wilson only twice this year has failed to go at least 5 innings, and they were back-to-back outings at the end of July 26th. 4 innings against Minnesota. That next outing, the 3 2/3, which he gave up 7 runs to the Blue Jays. Trying to get through 5 here. The 3-2 pitch is grounded. Diving stop. Elvis coming home. Wells in a rundown. And Napoli dives to get the tag down and end the inning.
They're trying to steal a run right there, but Elvis knew he had no chance to get Trout at first base, so the throw that Wells anticipated never happened. Elvis made a smart play. Had no play at first, wait to see what happens at third, and the Rangers sneak an out and save a run.
games. Book your group at TexasRangers.com/groups or call 972-RANGERS. The Rangers can't get back in this on one swing of the bat, but Nelson Cruz had that kind of a swing after striking out swinging on 3 pitches leading off the third against Ervin Santana. Santana giving up 2 runs in the 4th. Hitting Kinsler on the shoulder, walking Andrus on 4 pitches. After a Hamilton ground out, Young brought home Kinsler on a sac fly. Napoli singled in Andrus. So the Rangers outscored 6-2 and being out-hit 10-1, as that was an infield single. That final play of the Angel fifth off the bat of Trout. Wells then was retired at 6-2. Base hit over the glove of Kendrick.
Here's what you were talking about earlier. Nelly Cruz using the whole field, not trying to do too much. He took a big swing the first time up, didn't connect, so then you go into a little bit different mode. Try to line it back through the middle, go for the base hit, try to get a rally going. That's a nice job right there. That was a line shot. Very well hit by Miller.
Here's Murphy. David grounded to first. Left-handed hitters 0 for 6 so far against Ervin Santana. David last night his 4th career 3-hit game, his only previous grand slam back on June 11th of 2008 against Kansas City. He gets away from Wilson, and Cruz will trot down to second base. Santana wildness a factor in getting the Rangers on the board, and now getting Cruz into scoring position. And Murphy sends that one high and deep and off the facing of the upper porch. David Murphy, a 2-run shot. He goes deep for the 2nd straight night.
Well, the Rangers keep getting runs back, but now they got to stop the Angels from scoring. Huge hit by David Murphy. 2 big innings. 2 big 2-run innings to keep it a ball game. Trying to throw it down and away. It's on the inside part of the plate. He missed his target by probably 10 or 12 inches. That's the difference between who knows what if he throws it down and away, and what we already know right there when he threw it on the inside part of the plate, and that's a home run. So Santana, pitching on 3 days rest, cruised through 3 innings. Then fell into some control problems in the 4th, and you have to call that a control issue right there. At least a command issue. Trying to throw it down and away, threw it up and in. Cost him a 2-run homer.
401 feet. Murphy's 7th of the year. And now 2-1 to Chavez. David Murphy had gone 21 games without a home run until the slam last night. He had gone 7 games without an RBI. Little looper out into short left, and Wells takes it away from Borges.
Well, Wells is a veteran player and a center fielder, but that's Borges' ball right there, and I think Vernon knows that. He's played center field a lot.
Borges thought that was coming right into his glove until suddenly. Who's that masked man?
Borges even closed his glove, anticipating that the ball was going to go in it.
Well, Ian Kinsler got this Ranger comeback started by standing there and taking a pitch off his shoulder. A 1-2 pitch leading off the fourth. Of such moments, sometimes comebacks are bloomed.
For an off-speed pitch, and Ian just a little bit out in front of it. Hit it off the end of the bat. David Murphy hasn't had an opportunity this year to play himself into the lineup on a regular basis, but with a grand slam yesterday, a home run today, those are the ways you play yourself in the lineup. And everyone knows what David has done for the ball club the last few years. He's the kind of hitter that has played a huge role in the Rangers' success. And if he can get hot right now and stay in the lineup, that'll be a big boost to the offense. You got to think if you're Ron Washington, he stays in the lineup now the way he's swinging.
Elvis walked on 4 pitches last time. And scored the second run of the 4th inning. Showing bunt there, takes the curve for a strike, and it's 0-2.
The Angels have scored in 4 straight innings. Well, the biggest thing that has to happen is the Rangers have to shut down the Angels. And Darren Oliver is still throwing out in the Ranger bullpen, so it appears that Darren will be the new pitcher.
Santana's 1-2 pitch, a 1-hopper for Ibar. But the Rangers get their biggest swing of the night. And for the second night in a row, it is David Murphy going deep.
And Dave and Tom, Fox Sports Fan Express, Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express rolled in from Austin, Texas, courtesy 104.9 The Horn. Packed house on the bus, including Willie May, 92 years young, taking in her very first Ranger game. How's it been going so far?
Great.
All right, what about the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express? Did you like the ride?
It was wonderful, but they served all kinds of goodies, but they left off the margaritas.
No margaritas, okay. We'll work on the margaritas next time. Thank you very much, Willie May. Thanks for coming from Austin. There you go, Dave.
Always good to have a Willie May in the ballpark for Mays. Darren Oliver takes over after C.J. Wilson. Last 5 innings, 6 runs, 10 hits. Our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. And Oliver working to number 9 hitting catcher Bobby Wilson. Then it'll be Esturris and Borges. Shallow center field. Andy Chavez puts it away. Fox Sports Southwest and the Texas Rangers have teamed up with Carter Blood Care for the Great American Give. When you give blood to Carter Blood Care for the rest of this month of August, you'll automatically be registered for a chance to win a Fox Sports Southwest VIP experience at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, which is standing room only tonight. Hoping Ranger comeback can continue as Mycera Sturis, who was double, singled, and grounded to second, takes a strike. Elvis. Oliver gets 2 quick outs. Well, the night for Wilson, he threw 97 pitches, 58 for strikes. 6 runs on 10 hits. That's 1 off his career high for hits. And he doubled his previous career high by giving him 4 home runs, all solo shots, to Wells, Trout, Wilson, and Borges. The RBI single by Ibar in the 5th, next to last batter he faced, definitely spelling his exit. Now here is Borges, who hit a 2-2 pitch, 384 feet into the seats out at left, leading off the 5th. Previously, he scored their 2nd run in the 3rd, reaching on a fielder's choice, stealing 2nd, taking 3rd on an error by Napoli, and singled home by Hunter. Broken bat roller here, gobbled up by Michael Young. How about that? 8
That's
pitches.
what we're talking about.
8 pitches, a 1-2-3-6 turned in by the former Angel. Brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $100 and dinner for 2 at a Sonic drive-in. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Randy Stubbs from Dallas. If the Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Randy Stubbs from Dallas will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, the Rangers have fought back to make this a game. It's 6-4 into the 6th. Hamilton, Young, and Napoli, as Josh again goes after the first pitch from Santana. He has seen 2 pitches each of his first 2 at bats, fly to center, grounded to first. Josh yesterday talking about the fine line between being aggressive and overly aggressive. Left center field. Does that find the gap? Nope, it finds the glove of Vernon Wells.
He didn't really drive that ball. He kind of sliced it, hit it well. It was slicing away from Borges, but it was slicing back toward Vernon Wells.
Not a difficult play for Wells at all. So Hamilton 0 for 3. And Young pops the first pitch down the right field line. 3 Angels are there, and the speedy Trout takes care of it with no problem. So Santana needing an inning to get his form going again. He has retired 5 straight since the 2-run home run by Murphy. And now he's got Napoli, who flied to left into second and drove a line RBI single up the middle in the Rangers' 2-run fourth. That made it 4-2. Angels got those 2 right back in the 5th. Murphy covered that too. The difference on the scoreboard, the single runs the Angels put up on Wilson in the 2nd and the 3rd. And Santana at the 77 pitch mark. Again, first time in his career working on just 3 days rest, having thrown 115 pitches in his last outing. 2 starts ago, a career high 129 pitches against the Rangers in Anaheim. The most pitches in any pitcher in baseball in the month of August. Santana was perfect through 3. Started the 4th by hitting Kinsler, walking Andrews. They scored on Young's sac fly and Napoli's single. Cruz's single followed by the Murphy long ball, tightening the game back to a 2-run affair. Low pitch counts throughout them. Rangers come back and win. They will have doubled their lead in the West in a little over 24 hours, up to 4 games. See if this is playable for Trumbo. Not quite. If the Angels hang on, they're back within 2 with the final game of the series tomorrow night at 7. Matching Colby Lewis and Jared Weaver, who is 15-6, also working for the first time in his career on only 3 days rest. It'll be an ESPN national telecast tomorrow. And as of a couple of hours ago, 5,500 reserve seats left for the final game of this series. And the final game here of the season by the Angels.
Good fastball right there by Santana, 95 miles an hour. Got it in on the fist, but good job by Napoli to spoil it, foul it off, and hope for a better pitch to hit right here.
Napoli. Jamie Reed, Ron Washington rushing to Mike's side.
I hope that's not his wrist.
Mike Scioscia trying to claim he was swinging. Trying to claim it was a foul ball.
I think he was swinging, thought it was strike 3. He's got a little bit of padding on the wrist, but that's a dangerous spot right there. I've had one hit in that exact same spot, ended up with a cast. Hopefully that's not the case for Mike.
Definitely not swinging. That's ridiculous.
He didn't come close to swinging. It's obviously not a foul ball. Lucky if he doesn't have a broken wrist. I think for sure Mike Napoli's not going to go down the ground like that if the ball didn't hit him to try to fake like he got hit by a pitch. Mike Scioscia's had him for a long time. He knows the kind of guy he is.
Well, that's a really good sight to see Napoli staying in the game. So he's aboard with 2 outs for Mitch Moreland, who was grounded out twice. Rangers down to 6-2. Not that long ago, they get the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs.
Well, the balls are flying out of here pretty good tonight. Be a perfect time for Mitch to get a hold of one. If he does, you know it's going to go 400 feet.
Yeah, all but one of his had. 15 of his 16.
A hit by pitch got him in trouble in the 4th inning. Ian ended up scoring a run.
That one bounces away from Wilson. By the time he sees where it is, he looks up and sees Napoli taking second base. Second wild pitch uncorked by Santana. Santana having to tell Wilson ball was behind him. Napoli scoring position now with 2 outs. Three and 1 with Cruz on deck. Well, the Rangers get Moreland aboard here. Things get really interesting.
Koji Wahara is warming up in the bullpen. Okay, that's a good pitch to take. 3-1. That's a pitcher's pitch. He's got first base open. He knows the kind of power Mitch has, so he threw him an off-speed pitch right on the outside corner. Not much you can do. Now you've got a 3-2 count. Now you have to swing at it, but what you're hoping for a hitter is that you get a better pitch to hit.
Nope, same pitch, and he missed it. The Rangers need Napoli at second base and move on to the 7th. 6-4. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Hey, Barnett and Tom Reeve at a packed house at the ballpark as we move to the 7th. 6-4 Angels. Third Ranger pitcher of the night, Koji Wahara.
Well, Darren Oliver came in and did a great job in the 6th. 1-2-3 inning. Koji trying to do the same, and the Rangers trying to figure out a way to get a couple more runs off Irvin Santana.
#54th outing of the year for Koji. Some spectacular numbers there. 72 strikeouts, only 9 walks, and 55 2/3. It's a 162 average against. He's one Boston batter on Monday and retired him to strand a couple of runners in the 7th inning when that game was still within reach. Rangers ended up winning 4-0. Kendrick sends this one a long way to center field. Chavez looks up. Another Angel home run.
That ball is flying out of here to center field tonight. At least when the Angels hit it, it is. He got behind on his splitter and then came in with a fastball. Looked like it was belt high and right down the middle of the plate. And Kendrick was definitely ready for it. I think Kendrick hit a home run against him in Anaheim. 4-2 game made it a 4-3 game. It belt high and right down the middle of the plate. That's kind of been the theme tonight for both CJ and now Wahara. Not enough pitches where they're trying to throw them. On the knees, on the corners. Too much near the middle of the plate today.
5 home runs, all solo home runs. 407 feet this time for Kendrick. As we said, hit him in bunches. He hit 6 in the month of April, an all-time career record for a month, and now he has homered in 4 of his last 5 games, including the 2-out 2-run shot in the 9th last night off of Lowe. This ground ball past Elvis Andrus, and Torrey Hunter has his second base hit. He's digging for 2. Hamilton's throw not in time. A hustling double for Torrey Hunter. Torrey tending to high school football last night. He had 3 sons all playing for Prosper. They fell to La Vega last night. Trying to pick up some low moods around his house in Prosper this morning.
You could see that Chavez was playing Hunter over in right center field, and so he had a long way to go, couldn't get to it, and as a left-handed thrower, it would have been hard for him to field it and come back and throw it anyway.
Trumbo not a factor in this one tonight with 2 grounders to short and a strikeout. So their home run leader not hitting a home run, and 5 tonight, tying the most in a Ranger game this year. The Yankees did it twice back on May 8th and again June 15th. Sky high pop up. And Michael Young takes charge.
That's a long way for both the third baseman and the first baseman, but if they can get to it, it's still an easier play than it is for the catcher.
Wash a little bit bemused.
He's happy that it was caught, that's for sure.
Strike 1 to Wells, who started this home run parade. Put one on the hill, 408 feet, with 1 out back in the 2nd. This is a new season high for the Angels. Their first 5-homer game this year. They had 3 4-homer games. That one gets behind Napoli and will get Hunter down to third.
With the splitter, that I think Mike thought he caught the ball. Thought he was going to catch it anyway. Just didn't get the glove down quite far enough, and it snuck right between the dirt and his glove.
And Chimmick has yet to rule whether that's a fastball or wild pitch. That's a liner up into the gap, right center field, and that one will roll for a while. Hunter scores. Wells is headed for 3, and he'll get it standing up. Struggling Vernon Wells with his second triple of the year on a night when he also has a home run. And the Angels are back on top by 4.
Well, Rangers just have not been able to stop the Angels. Wahara, as a Ranger, came into the game with an ERA over 4. He's now given up his 3rd home run in 9 innings. He's getting hit around a little bit right here.
Here's Ibar. He singled in a run his last time. The Rangers bring the infield in. Angels get a single here. They will have hit for the cycle here in the 7th inning against Wahara. And a thinking squeeze. That bunt rolls foul.
That's just a bad bunt by Ibar right there. And you got the squeeze play on. All you got to do is bunt it back to the pitcher. You don't try to bunt it down either the 3rd or 1st baseline and risk the ball going foul. Because if it's executed properly, any bunt, unless it's a pop-up, is going to score the runner. You square around and pretty much try to bunt it softly right back to the pitcher, and then the execution scores the run. Looked like he was trying to make a perfect bunt. Not the goal on the squeeze play.
Swing it away here, and he pops it up. Coming in is Chavez.
There's the difference between Chavez on a pop-up and what we saw earlier from much more inexperienced Mike Trout out in right field. And he does not take for granted that Wells is not going to try to score right here.
Was able to catch it with maximum momentum going into his throw, as he did there. So 2 outs, Wells at 3rd. Infield backs back to normal depth for Trout. Mike Trout has a 2-hit game. A 2-out solo homer in the 4th, and an infield hit in the 5th. Seven for 17 in 6 games since he came up for his second stint with the Angels 8 days ago. Trout just rolled through their system last year. Listed as the #1 prospect in 2 different minor leagues, the Midwest and California leagues. MVPs there, the batting and on-base percentage leaders. Managers in both leagues voted him the best hitter, best and fastest runner, best defensive outfield, most exciting player. Not bad for an 18-year-old who turned 19 last year. As he said, the youngest ever winner of the Topps Award for the overall minor league player of the year. Wahara Trying to finish off the 7th here, keep this a 4-run game. That might do it. Will stay playable for Mitch Moreland. And the Angels settled for 2 on the Kendrick homer, the Hunter double, and the Wells RBI triple. Stretch time at a packed ballpark, 8-4. Leagues in your community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy Youth Baseball programs, go to youthsportswire.com. Urban Santana comes out for the 7th inning to face Cruz, Murphy, and Chavez. And his first pitch, line right back up the middle. The second straight single by Nelson Cruz.
Yep, second straight time he's gone back the other way. He's using the whole field. Good approach. A hot Nelly Cruz will certainly help. He's one of those guys just like last night, can carry the ball club. Yeah, hot David Murphy won't hurt either. Rangers keep down by 4. It was 4-0, then 4-2, 6-2, then 6-4, 8-4, and hopefully it'll be 8-6 after this inning. Keep getting within 2. The whole key has been trying to keep the Angels from scoring. The Angels finished off the game last night by scoring a bunch of runs late. They picked up right where they left off. Didn't score early, but they scored a lot late, and they've scored frequently in this game. They scored in 5 different innings.
A 1-1 pitch by Murphy. 401 feet off the upper porch facing. 6 RBIs last night and tonight. Line drive here to Kendrick. Another hard hit ball. And 1 gone in the 7th.
Yeah, it was a pretty good pitch too. It was a slider down and away. Backdoor slider. Maybe got the good part of the bat on the ball.
Andy Chavez flied out twice to center and to left. 0 for 5 so far in the series. Santana still getting it up there. That one at 93. His 95th pitch. Right on top of the bag. Trumbo, and then the tag on Cruz coming down, applied by Ivar to finish off a double play. So goes the Rangers 7th, still 8-4. Cam tonight. We've got several home runs to show you. Wells and then Trout and Wilson back in the 4th. Borges leading off the 5th. And then Kendrick homered off Wahar leading off the 7th inning. So that's the story of the game for the Angels. 8 runs. On a season high 5 home runs, a career high 4 of those allowed by C.J. Wilson in his 5 innings. Mike Adams comes on to work the 8th.
Yep, Mike getting an inning in here. Ron Washington trying to figure out a way to keep the Angels from scoring and hope that his team can come back and get a bunch of runs here in the last couple innings. Felt pretty good with Wahara in the game, but he gave up 3 hits, a triple, a double, and a home run. All 3 of them hit well.
So far, this is shaping up maybe to be the best series of the year for Bobby Wilson. Last night a walk, an RBI single. Tonight a homer. Following Trout's home run with 2 outs in the 4th off of Wilson. His first of the year. He has his 6th and 7th runs batted in of the year. Last night and tonight.
Wilson hasn't had a very good opportunity this year to play on any kind of a consistent basis. So catching 2 nights in a row, probably a rare thing. But Jeff Mathis is only hitting 178. And Hank Conger, while he's very promising as a young player, probably hasn't reached the level defensively that Scioscia is comfortable with in a pennant race. Well, maybe this will be an opportunity for Bobby Wilson to stay in the lineup and see what he can do on a somewhat regular basis.
He never played more than 40 games before this year, and this is his 43rd of 2011. Behind Adams, 1 and 2. And reaches out to pop that one down the left field line. Foul territory for Michael Young. And let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studio for McDonald's Dollar Drink Game Break. Here is Rick Renner. Justin Verlander, a Tom Grieve, and no doubt many others MVP candidate.
I think you have to consider him.
it's not a common thing for a pitcher to be in contention for that award. But boy, if you take it to the letter of what it seems to be the intent of the rule is to pick the player who's the most valuable player that season to his team, generally it comes from a contender. Tigers are obviously a contender, and it's hard really to look at any other team and pick one player who has meant more to his team. If you go to the Yankees, you could pick Granderson. He's had a great season, but you know, the Yankees are still going to be a strong contender even without him, with all the other offensive players. And I think you can say the same thing about the Red Sox players. Right now they don't have Youkilis in the lineup, and you wouldn't even know it. So whether it's Ellsbury, whether it's Gonzalez, Pedroia, take one of those guys out of the lineup, they still have a great lineup. That's why I think Michael Young merits so much consideration. If you take Michael Young out of our lineup from day one, it's hard to imagine that we'd be in the same position we are right now with his versatility and his consistency. And there really is no doubt. You know, there's questions to all those questions I just posed. You don't really know the answer. I don't think there's any doubt what the answer to the question, where would the Tigers be without Justin Verlander? There's no doubt they're not a contender without him.
Well, he is now 20-5. He's 15 over. They, as a team, are 14 under.
Yeah,
so they're not even a 500 team without him.
That pretty much says it all right there.
Adams comes back to run the count full to Asturias.
It just seems like if there's ever a year where a pitcher merits strong consideration, it's Verlander. And all those other guys, and there's more candidates than I just mentioned probably, but all those other guys are great candidates. I think the point is Verlander is one also.
He could finish with, who knows, 24 wins, maybe more. The Detroit team that probably will be somewhere in the mid to high 80s. So he could have almost a third of their wins, well over a quarter of their wins.
Well, he probably has 5 more starts anyway. So yeah, I think he's got a good chance to win 23 or 25 games.
He's also got that aura about him that any start he makes could be a no-hitter.
I think if you had to pick, most baseball people, if they had to pick the pitcher in the league with the best stuff, I think Verlander would be on the short list for sure, and maybe the pick of most people. Doesn't mean there's not a lot of other guys with great stuff, but his just seems like it's the top of the line.
Ball 4 to Asturias, who broke up a Verlander no-hitter July 31st, an RBI single, 2 outs in the 8th, the only Angel hit that day. Well, next Saturday, college football comes to FX as Charles Davis and Gus Johnson will bring you all the action beginning in Norman, Oklahoma, where the #1 ranked Sooners host Tulsa. The FX College Football Game of the Week, presented by Russell Athletic, begins next Saturday at 7 p.m. in high definition only on FX. One on, one out here in the 8th, and here is Borges. He was flied out, Reese on a fielder's choice, homered and grounded out. Two runs scored, a stolen base as well for Peter Borges. Talk about the comparisons between Borges and Trout. The biggest difference has got to be the arm. Borges showed that as soon as he came up early August last year. He had 8 outfield assists in his first 26 starts, the most by a rookie in at least 40 years. 10 outfield assists, led the majors from the date of his debut to the end of the season.
Yeah, and eventually I think base runners and third base coaches will stop running on him as much. There's probably an inclination with a young player. Okay, let's see if you can throw anybody out. They probably challenge him early. And as he keeps throwing them out, they'll run a little bit less probably. And throwing runners out is not only a function of a strong arm.
It can be getting to the ball quickly and throwing it with a quick release and throwing it accurately.
Runner goes. He sends this one high and into the left field corner, and a leaping catch by Hamilton. As Estura scrambles back to first, he is doubled off.
One thing the Rangers do really well is the cutoff throws from the outfield to the infield and then to the base. They make those throws exceptionally well.
Hamilton to bat in the Ranger eighth, down 4.
Trail the Angels 8-4. We head to the bottom of the eighth. Time for the progressive fan of the game, Dave and Tom. It's got to be Michael. Hit a milestone this week. 250 consecutive home game. 252 tonight. Michael from Plano, way to go. Congratulations. He's here so often. You even have some things going with the Rangers shortstop, Elvis, right?
That's correct. I point at him right as he comes out onto the field at the start of the game. He gets one warm-up toss, and then he comes over and just kind of points at me.
There we go. You go to 252 consecutive games, you start having sign language out there. Way to go, Michael. Congratulations. Let's get a comeback here, huh? There we go, Dave.
Well, there's a well-deserved fan of the game, if there ever was one.
Fan of the year right there.
Scott Downs on, and his first pitch lined by Kinsler to Kendrick. Second line drive to Kendrick, the last 3 batters. That's what happened to Murphy in the 7th. So it is Downs, who had been listed day to day at tightness in his left hamstring, warming up in the bullpen last night. Sparkly numbers on the year. And 21 of his last 22 outings against the Rangers have been scoreless. That's an 0.41 earned run average in that stretch. Second among all American League relief pitchers with that 134 earned run average. Urban Santana made Mike Scioscia's decision to start him on short rest. Looked pretty good. 7 innings, 4 runs on only 4 hits. He struck out 2, walked 1, hit 2 batters, one of whom scored.
Yeah, I thought he threw the ball fine. Got a good fastball, great velocity with his fastball. Threw 90 or 100 pitches. He had one little lapse in the 4th inning. Leadoff hit by pitch, then a walk led to 2 runs. And then he made a pitch that David Murphy hit out of the ballpark. But overall, on 3 days rest or 4 days rest, it was a good start. Showing that he's a workhorse. He's thrown the most pitches in the American League in the month of August. 245 pitches in his last 2 starts before this game, and then pitched on 3 days rest, and you never would have known it.
It's better than he's looked. A lot of times the Rangers has faced him on regular rest, as it's now 3-2 to Elvis. Elvis scored one of the 2 Ranger runs in the 4th. Kinsler hit by a pitch. Young a sac fly, Napoli an RBI single. The other 2 on a 2-run home run by Murphy in the 5th. 1 hit since then. Cruz's leadoff single in the 7th. Elvis fouls that off his leg. So the Rangers have not had very many base runners. They've only left 2 men on. They didn't have any in the first 3 innings. Santana perfect through 3. They left Napoli in the 4th after his RBI single. And Napoli again in the 6th after he was hit by a pitch. And was a wild pitch to second in scoring position with 2 outs, but Moreland struck out. Ground ball, shortstop to shortstop. One more look at how the top half of the 8th ended.
Watch the relay throw. Perfect throw to Elvis. Perfect throw to first. That's a very common thing when the Rangers have a relay throw to make. That's something you practice in spring training almost every day. Cutoffs and relays. You don't notice it during a game, but it can play a huge role in winning a ball game. Close game. Being able to cut a runner down at the plate. We've seen that a couple of times this year. Generally, whoever's playing in the outfield for the Rangers has at least a solid throwing arm. Some a little stronger than others, but none of them that play out there have a weak arm.
Josh waves at another breaking ball, 1-1. Struggle at the plate tonight. Quick at bats. Fly to center on 2 pitches in the 1st. Grounded to first on 2 pitches in the 4th. Fly to left on a 1-1 pitch in the 6th.
But Downs has put up pretty nice numbers this year. He never walks anybody. 9 in 41 innings. Opponents are hitting 199 against him. And he's usually a pretty good ground ball pitcher. Throws a lot of sinkers. Not really a strikeout pitcher, but gets a lot of weak outs. Shows Josh pretty good curveball.
It's a strikeout there. A 1-2-3-8 turned in by one of the top left-handed relievers in baseball. On to the 9th, still 8-4 LA. look at tomorrow night's Nissan pitching matchup. This will be 7 o'clock. About 5,500 reserve seats left as of earlier this evening. National telecast on ESPN. And Jared Weaver will be going on 3 days rest. First time in his career. Going for his 16th win against Colby Lewis.
Well, Neffy's going to come in, and he needs an inning to stay sharp. Rangers have an off day on Monday. No problem for any of the guys coming back tomorrow after pitching today. Haven't been a lot of save opportunities recently for Neffy, though.
7 1/3 scoreless. 3 saves in his last 8 games, and he has allowed opponents to get only 1 hit in 23 at-bats in those 8 outings. Kendrick tonight, 2 hits, including his career-high 13th home run, his 3rd and his 4th home run in his last 5 games. That matchup tomorrow, a rematch of August 18th, when Colby outdueled Jared Weaver. Left leading 1-0 on the Napoli home run, and then Trumbo over Adams in the 9th to start this Angel comeback. Trying tonight to win for the 7th time in 8 games, beginning with that contest. So a rematch of Lewis and Weaver tomorrow. Adams tonight a scoreless 8th, allowing just the walk to Asturis. Helped out by that outstanding 7-6-3 inning-ending double play. Angel bullpen. Mansfield's Jordan Walden getting ready for the 9th. Done a lot of things well as a rookie, but he has also blown 9 saves, most in the American League. He also has 26 saves, which is 6th best in the league.
At times he can come in and look just about untouchable. Hey, nice job by Napoli, able to hang on to that foul tip. And a good pitch, good off-speed pitch by Neffy. The look. There's the look. We call it the look or the stare. I call it the look.
Looks like he just can't quite believe what he just saw.
I think he's got a little bit of that look to begin with.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell when he's thinking, when a call is a borderline call, when he looks out at the home plate umpire.
And a good night for Torrey Hunter, an RBI single in the 3rd. That put them up 2-0. Doubled and scored in the 7th off Koji Wahara. Rangers announced before the game that they are going to shift some things around in their rotation. Scott Feldman will take Matt Harrison's next scheduled start on Tuesday against the Rays. Harrison will go to the bullpen if needed, but it'll be 11 days between his next scheduled start.
I think that's a great plan. You know, Matt's working as hard as he possibly can, but you know, maybe right now that little break will be just what he needs to finish strong. Scott's throwing the ball fine, so you feel good about him getting a start. And another good off-speed pitch by Neffy. Strikes out Torrey Hunter. Giving the hitters something else to think about besides that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Nice little curveball. That's a good curveball, too.
Harrison's next scheduled start will be a week from tomorrow in Boston. Also, it was announced that C.J. Wilson will stay on the every 5th day plan that Cliff Lee was on this time last year. Regardless of off days, C.J. Wilson's going to work every 5th day. And that will push some other folks back, including Colby Lewis, who will work on the 6, 6, and 8 days rest over his next 3 starts.
Well, Derek Holland probably will stay in somewhat rotation. He might get an extra day here and there, but he threw the ball great last night.
Yeah, they don't want to do a thing with him.
I don't think they're worried about that.
Very sharp, very strong last night.
No, but the other possibility is that if Scott pitches well in that start, maybe there'll be another opportunity a little bit down the road to do it again to help out another pitcher that might need a little bit of rest. So it really helps when you've got someone like Scott that you feel comfortable with giving that spot start to. Maybe Alexi gets a little bit of a break. But it's also worked out good in Scott's role as a long man that he's been prepared for this start. He's had 2 long relief outings where he's thrown maybe 140 pitches total, which prepares him very well for his start. Been stretched out pretty well. That's what he did against the Red Sox in 54 pitches. I think his other start might have been 75 or 76 pitches. Other long relief start.
Yeah, that's been about as good as Scott has looked since he came back off the DL. So it will be Scott on Tuesday, Alexi Ogando on Wednesday, and C.J. Wilson will get back out there on Thursday to wrap up this 10-game homestand against Tampa Bay. And then the Rangers fly to Boston and Tampa Bay, as Feliz walks Trumbo, not able to get a 1-2-3 ninth, and will face Wells. So Trumbo reaches for the only time tonight. And let's see what John Radigan has in store for us.
All right, Dave. Yeah, sitting down here on the set of Rangers Live, getting ready for a complete post-game wrap-up. Still hoping for a ninth-inning comeback. Rangers have had their share of those this year, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for that either way, though. Lots of post-game reaction. We'll try to put this one in perspective with the help of you two guys and with the help of lots of post-game reaction. We'll be in the Ron Washington press conference in the clubhouse. It's all coming up. Rangers Live, a complete post-game wrap-up immediately following the game, guys.
All right, John, we'll look forward. What a night for Wells, a homer and an RBI triple. This after a single and a double last night. Wells had hit 168 from July 24th until the beginning of this series. 2 for 3 last night, 2 for 3 so far tonight. Looking ahead to the Ranger night. It'll be Young, Napoli, and Moreland, 4, 5, and 6. You up against Jordan Walden. Unless things really ridiculously get out of hand here. Felice sharp in striking out Kendrick and Hunter. Walks Trumbo. Falls behind Wells. Now 18 pitches. 9 of each. This should take care of it, though. It'll pop up out behind the mound, and Andrus is there. And we go to the ninth. Rangers down 4. Young will lead things off. Rapid rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout days. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Well, Jordan Walden on to work the ninth inning, armed with a 4-run lead, a non-save situation. The rookie from Mansfield, who Saturday got the victory after his second consecutive blown save opportunity. Overpowering, he can hit 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I think pitching in front of his family and hometown friends and acquaintances, he'd probably see one at 100 miles an hour tonight.
48,453 packing the house tonight. 97 on his first pitch to Michael Young, who was 0 for 2. Drove in a run on a sac fly in the Rangers' 2-run fourth inning. Walden had the Angels' rookie save record by July 21st with his 23rd. Center field, in there for a base hit.
Well, you get 4 runs, you got to have some base runners. There's a good start. Walden's only given up 1 home run. Generally keeps the ball down, throws it hard, and makes it sink. A little slider that is out over the plate. Pretty good pitch for Michael to drive.
Like Napoli, he's faced only once, and Napoli got a base hit. Like tonight, an RBI single in the 4th, the first Ranger hit off Irvin Santana. Then he was hit by a pitch back in the 6th. Up around his left wrist. .98, and it's 0-2. Only 3 Rangers have hits off of Walden this year. They're Young, Napoli, and Cruz. Walden, with his great first half, made the All-Star team. First Angel rookie selected in 14 years since Jason Dixon back in 1997. Pitched an inning in the game. Gave up a run on a couple of hits. Walden was not the closer at the beginning of the year. Very early on was given that role, much to his surprise. That is just foul. Or else Young probably would have had an excellent chance of scoring.
Wow. If that's foul, it's foul by about an inch. But Ron was right on top of it. He's got a better look than we do. It was foul. It was just barely foul.
Two and 2. Well, partly because of Walden's ups and downs, the Angels have lost 5 times this year, in which they've led after 8 innings. Napoli extends the at-bat.
rally caps on. Got the start of a rally.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat sails way over Wilson. And down to second goes Young as that thing caroms almost all the way back to the mound. Good heavens.
That would have been one of those wild pitches from third base. Where it bounced back to the catcher and he would have been able to score. It would have bounced right by him.
Watch this thing.
As Harry Doyle would say, just a little bit high. He couldn't have thought that if he knew it was going to be up there. Wow. That one really got away from him.
So 3-2 now to Napoli. 2 aboard, nobody out for Mitch Moreland.
I guess he's going to get up Bobby Cassava. He has to take Walden out. He's going to have someone that can come in and throw strikes. Not so sure he's got confidence that Fernando Rodney can do that.
Rangers and the Angels wrap up the series tomorrow night here at Rangers Ballpark. Join us to support the boys from Texas in this AL West showdown. And the first 10,000 kids 13 and under will receive a Texas Rangers football. Tickets available. About 5,500 reserved are remaining at TexasRangers.com. For Colby Lewis and Jared Weaver. Mike Butcher's made his points with Walden. And now Moreland. Last night, couple of doubles. Tonight, 2 ground outs and a strikeout.
They almost have to take a strike right here. If he throws you a strike, make him throw another one.
Well, you're right. They've got Cassava. They've also got their other left-hander, Isanori Takahashi. It may be in another pitch or two the way this is going. Gets the high strike.
Throwing balls all over the place and gets that call. Borderline call right there. I mean, it's borderline strike. Go either way, but I guess you'd just like to see it go your way.
That one right past him at 98, and it's 1-2. Well, then one of these relievers who will teeter. Look like he's not going to get it back, and then all of a sudden, you're back in the dugout. Down the left field line. But slicing foul into the seats. Ball is just 23. Warren still lives in Fort Worth. Out of Mansfield High School and Grayson County Community College. His balls are nowhere near the strike zone. Nice stop there by Wilson. 2-2. Holden, a 12th round draft pick, 2006. Out of junior college. First trial of the majors last year, 16 games at a .235 earned run average. 23 strikeouts in 15 in the third innings. Moreland waves at a pitch way outside. There's out number 1.
Looks like it might be a little bit high and definitely outside. A good tailing action on it, but definitely not strike.
Nelson Cruz against Walden, 1 for 3. That one hit a double. Tonight 2 for 3. 2 singles, has scored a run and struck out. After the show he put on last night, well, what isn't possible here?
We're not going to give him those 2 borderline pitches. Good luck.
High strike there, 2-1. Rangers down 4-0 before they got on the board with 2 in the 4th. Down 6-2 before a 2-run Murphy homer in the 5th. So they had twice come back within 2, but 2 runs in the 7th inning off Koji Wahara extended the margin to what it is here, 8-4. Rangers have been out hit tonight, 13-5. And they have 2 errors, their first errors in 8 games. With only 2 men left. Right field in there for a base hit. And as Trout's throw is cut off, Dave Anderson holds Michael Young at third. The Rangers have the bases loaded with 1 man out for David Murphy. The tying run at the plate 1 night after a grand slam.
That's about as nice a sign as you can see. Nelly Cruz following up the big night yesterday with 3 line drives, at least back through the middle or toward right center field. All well hit. Just a nice follow-up from last night's ball game for Nelly Cruz. Rangers have had 6 hits. 3 of them have been line drives by Nelly Cruz, and that'll be it for Jordan Walden.
Mike Scioscia going for his lefty with Murphy due up. It will be Isanori Takahashi, who inherits 1 out and the bases loaded. A jam-packed Rangers ballpark at Arlington. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve and some bottom of the 9th inning drama. David Murphy waiting to bat, down 8-4 with 1 out and the bases loaded. After last night, ending his slump with his second career grand slam. Shot to chase Dan Herron. And tonight, he has followed that up with a 2-run home run off of Irvin Santana, off the facing of the upper porch. So David Murphy regaining his power stroke the last 2 nights, and he will face Isunori Takahashi for the 5th time this year, and Murphy is 2 for 4 in those lefty-lefty encounters. Angels led this game 4-0, 4-2, 6-2. Rangers got within 6-4. Angels got 2 more in the 7th. It's been 8-4 since then, as the Rangers try to battle back and at least send this into extra innings. And they are 1 swing of the bat away here. Jordan Walden gave up a single to Young. Walked Napoli, a single to Cruz to load the bases. He is gone. And when the Rangers last saw Takahashi, they got to him for 4 earned runs. August 15th, the most he has allowed in his major league career.
Good pitch to take. Get ahead in the count. He missed with a slider.
Outside again, 2 balls and no strikes.
You can't go to 3-0, so you got to come in with a good pitch right here. Mike Scioscia didn't think it was going to get to this point, although I guess you never know.
Rangers lead the division by 3. That was in there and fouled off. Angels hang on. They're back within 2. Rubber game of the series. Final visit of the year by the Angels tomorrow night here at 7. Colby Lewis against Jared Weaver.
And the Rangers have played a couple of more games than the Angels. That's one thing. The Angels don't have as many off days coming up as the Rangers do. So in the loss column, it's 2. In the win column, the Rangers have actually won 4 more games than the Angels.
Could be 2. Kendrick Ibar, double play, ends the game, and the Angels do hang on and win this one 8-4. So they have eased the 3-game series at a game apiece, and they are back within 2 games of the division leading Angels. On the night in which they hit 5 home runs, C.J. Wilson allowed a career-high 4. Takahashi comes in to get the save.
He made a good pitch. He threw a ball down low that was sinking, and David hit it on the ground, and unfortunately didn't find a hole with it.
So down to the last pitch, but it goes to the Angels. As the Rangers fall to 75 and 59, the Angels improve to 72 and 60. Rangers Live is coming up.